What's going on, guys? I'm Gaki Supreme here, coming at you with a top 10 anime you may have never heard of. I'm talking Demon Slayer. No, I'm talking Attack on Titan with a shitty ass dub.
Just tired. That's it, right?
And if we want to get a little bit risky, there's this extremely underground anime I'm sure you've never heard of called Naruto. Yeah, there's a lot of anime out there that will kindle to something someone likes, whether it be drama, fantasy, lollies, or like some gay shit. There's something for everyone. However, above all of them, one genre stands tall as not only the most popular, but also the most misunderstood and hated on. No, I'm not talking about hentai. I'm talking about that good old-fashioned action anime, or more specifically, shonen. You know that shit that we used to all grow up with? You know, your Dragon Balls, your Bleaches, your Narutos. Not One Piece though, who the fuck watched that as a kid? Anyway, it's basically the mainstream stuff that everyone knows and loves, and the thing hardcore otakus hate because the stories are generic and simple, the characters are bland, and it only cares about screaming and fighting. Even though one of the greatest anime ever, and highly acclaimed, Death Note, is a shonen, but I digress. Now, every shonen I mention is rather old, so you may be asking, how does it look like today? Well, mostly the same. You have your Demon Slayers and your My Heroes, your Fire Forces, Dr. Stones, doing bits all around the world, and everyone loves them. And then you have Black Clover, which is the best out of them all. Okay, I exaggerated that last statement, but guys, come on, stop sleeping on Black Clover. Don't worry, just like a week ago, I was in your shoes. Young My Hero fan who used to shit on Black Clover because everyone else did, but after finishing the series in about a week because of lockdown, I have become enlightened, and I'm about to spit some straight facts on why Black Clover is actually really, really good. So I hope you enjoy. A lot of the time in shonen, there are certain trends and character types that tend to get passed around more than Black China. Seriously, have you seen how many rappers she's been with? Like, holy shit. The main character is super strong and OP, he's either really loud and dumb, or super cool and smart, and their philosophy is always to save others and to never give up. You know, that typical shonen shit. Basically, all of this accumulates to the main character of Black Clover, Asta, but instead, double that, especially for the first few episodes. Like, guys, I know I'm playing devil's advocate here, but even I have to agree that he was out of order in the beginning. These first few episodes really left a bad taste in people's mouth, as even I admit it wasn't a very good start. However, past those first few episodes, everything has improved, from the story to the characters to the world building. It's actually insane. So I want to convince those people who dropped it to give it another chance. First, let's talk about the characters. Typically in shonen anime, characters are defined with archetypes, meaning that they have one character trait or more and they stick to it. For example, Goku is dumb and loves fighting, Zenitsu is loud, and Deku's a bitch. Black Clover is definitely not exempt from this, as most if not all the characters fall into certain archetypes. However, it could be argued that that necessarily isn't a bad thing, especially for Black Clover's case. Because these characters have such defined archetypes, the story doesn't need to spend as much time fleshing them out in different unnecessary areas. For example, Luck, a crazy kid who just wants to fight. There needs to be no more characterization outside of that, and that makes his backstory and why the way he is so much more interesting. Interesting because it solely focuses on that aspect of him, not his beliefs or what he thinks of others. He just loves fighting. Same goes for other characters. Magna is loud and punkish, Charmy loves food, Gray is shy, Gordon is always ignored, Noelle is a self-conscious tsundere, Yuno is a handsome cool rival, and Asta is a never give up protagonist, etc, etc. Because these characters don't work too great particularly on their own, they work even better as an ensemble, having different character types reacting and bouncing off each other, and having possible deeper meanings behind their chemistry, such as the rival squad captains, Noelle and Fuegoleon, or how Charlotte, who is a total feminist, loves the most manly Chad ever in Yami. Because these characters are so simple, they can throw a shit ton of them at you at a time, and you don't have to worry about knowing everything about them. By the way, just because these characters have archetypes does not mean they aren't fleshed out or don't have character development. It's just that for side characters like Ghost or Charmy, for example, they don't need to be fleshed out and they are still great characters. That can't be said for something like My Hero, for example, as they have so much more fleshed out and developed characters that the ones that don't stand out come off extremely undeveloped. Like, who knows anything about the fucking big lip guy or tail dude? Like, at least if they had any other third character trait, I would know them a little better, but I can't get much off of that nigga like Sugar, and that one has a big tail. However, don't sleep on the main characters of Black Clover that actually get fleshed out, because they are fucking incredible. When I mentioned females in shonen, we think useless, because guys, most of them are useless. The same, however, can't be said about the main female lead of Black Clover, Noelle Silva, who from the start comes off as the stereotypical asshole female who is strong but won't actually be able to keep up with the other main characters. But boy was I wrong. She's actually really weak and can't even control her magic despite coming from a royal family, royalty being extremely powerful and wealthy members in the upper parts of the Clover Kingdom. Because she's pretty much defective, she's treated like shit by her family and is extremely self-conscious to the point to where she thinks that after she makes one mistake she'll be mocked. But after being inspired by Asta and actually working hard even as royalty to become stronger, she actually develops into an extremely powerful character who can stand toe-to-toe with Asta and Yuno as the main female protagonist. She's also best girl, and I'm going full simp, guys. She can call me an insect, I don't care. Noelle Silva, please spit on me.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, you're a fucking cuck.
Yami is also a great character who is kind of like the mentor Kakashi sensei of the Black Clover universe and would have been a protagonist if he was younger, but now that his series is over, he's kind of just laid back and doesn't give a shit. He's also a super Chad with a massive jawline, so you know, that's neat. Yuno is a character I'm not the biggest fan of, but I still really appreciate what he does for the story and what he does for Asta in particular. In the beginning, he comes off like the typical dick rival, but as you see his backstory, you realize why he wants to be the best. He wants to be the best so he can protect everyone he cares about. He and Asta work together to better each other right from the start, and while it's not bad that other shows usually make their rival evil to good or good to evil, it's really refreshing to see an actual realistic take on what it means to be and have a rival. Now, usually with all this praise over these characters, surely the main character sucks because the others are so good, like it usually is in shonen anime, right? Nah, bro. Okay, at first, I can definitely see why people say they hate Asta and compare him to Naruto so much. I mean, the similarities are there, but I'm telling you, after about episode 20, he really shapes into his own. Asta works hard, but not so much that he can be the best. I mean, he wants to be the best, but so that he can prove everyone who doubted him wrong. The boy with no magic power in a world where magic is everything, many would have given up, but not him, because never giving up and trying to be the best you can be is better than giving in to what others say, especially if you don't agree with it. Never giving up is better than being sad or depressed, and honestly, that's why I admire Asta so much, and why Yuno and the other characters admire him as well. He shapes the story and these characters, and he is extremely underrated and misunderstood as a protagonist. He also drowns in mad fucking coochie. I will definitely say that most of the villains in this show are rather stinky outside of the main one, but I can't say too much as this video is spoiler free. If you'd like a spoiler type of video on Black Clover, like just my thoughts on what's been happening in a series, let me know. Anyway, without going into spoilers, I want to briefly touch on the story a little bit, kind of just like the surface area of it. I hear and have heard a lot of people say the plot is unoriginal and naps from literally every shonen, but again, I have to say, does that really make it a bad thing? No, it does not. Also, if you're caught up in the anime and manga, you know that's definitely not true, and this shonen has the most unique story and twists I've seen in a very long fucking time. From where I'm standing, everything this show takes from other anime, it pretty much improves on it. Gosh, I want to talk about this story so bad, guys, just watch the fucking anime! Something I don't see praised too often with Black Clover, however, is its amazing pacing. Like, guys, if you thought early My Hero was fast, then watch Black Clover. That shit is fucking... It never pumps the brakes for anything. Oh wow, just finished a very long arc. Hopefully we get some time to, you know, just chill out with the characters, maybe get a little bit of development from them. The kingdom is being invaded! See you next season! Wait, what? This means that if you don't like the slow parts, you don't have to worry, as it'll only last about 2 seconds before shit starts hitting the fucking fan. This is more of a personal thing, however, and could definitely hurt other anime, but in the case of Black Clover, it only benefits it, because its anime is really weird and unique about that type of shit. Now obviously, I've been sucking that Black Clover dick, so let's be a little negative and say the show's not perfect. It's not perfect. No show besides Parasite and Brotherhood is, but by far the biggest criticism me and pretty much every fan has is the animation. Now it has improved greatly over this last arc and the arc we are currently on, and when it wants to look good, it looks fucking spectacular, but when it looks bad, holy shit, it looks clapped. Seriously, sometimes the animation would be so bad that I couldn't focus on anything else. Like, what the fuck is up with What are they? What's happening here? What's up with their faces? Or this fight scene? Like, what is going on? Like, dude, nigga, did my anime just lag? It's very inconsistent to say the least, and we honestly only have Period to blame, but that could be a topic for another video. Just know that thankfully it's gotten a lot better. There's nothing you can really do when the show is weekly, so the least we can do is not harp on the animators, because trust me, I know they're trying their best. I'm also not the biggest fan of how long it took for the show to actually get good. Like, trust me, I've seen worse. Boruto? Okay, this needed its own section, guys. Look here, listen. No other anime ever in the history of Japanese guy drawing big boobs in cave has more consistent banger openings than Black Clover. They all bang, they all slap, big cheeks. Can't really say much else, except 8. I don't like that one. All in all, the verdict is this. Black Clover is not for everyone. But if you like shonen anime, fun characters, and a really unique story, it doesn't really get much better than this. It's honestly a shame that this anime fumbled so hard in the beginning, because I'm 100% confident that if it hadn't, it would be one of the best right now. Thankfully, from word of mouth, more and more people are realizing this show's greatness, and I can't wait to see where it ends up down the line. If you enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe and all that. And let me know in the comments if you actually also picked up Black Clover during lockdown. Also, let me know what you think of this video and the series. Okay, go away then. Go fucking watch Black Clover, please.